guys, this is Zero Gaming here, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. As you can see here, I'm actually running Lunafreya in my JP account right now to actually give you an idea about how to use Lunafreya in general. She's not exactly the hardest unit to use, she just has a little bit complexity in her kit, but the easiest way I find to actually use Lunafreya, okay, so there's actually 3 ways to use her. First is using her in a party, and then using her as a friend support, and of course using her as an LD call. So we're going to start off one by one, and I'm starting off here with using her in the party. As you can see, I put her up in the highest position here because I want her to be at the rightmost position when she's in the party. This is because the buff that she provides during her LD is that she gave the one on the left the extra HP damage bonus and the one on the right extra turn. So with this positioning, I can always ensure that I don't give anyone else extra turn. And why is this important? It's because some people appreciate extra turn, but some people don't, some characters don't. So by doing so, you can set up your character perfectly to only give the character that you want the extra turn by using her HP or her bravery attack. But anyway, here's the idea. I'm just going to convert the positioning of my skill to the most general one so that you won't be confused, since all this is in Japanese language, so I doubt that you can understand it anyway. But yeah, okay, let me just go back here and let me start the battle and then show you what am I talking about here. I muted the voice for this video because it's gonna just I muted the game because the voice is gonna be so loud that it covers over my commentary here. So yeah. Anyway, as you can see, okay, let's just get this out of the way first. Okay, for this instances, you don't want Cisne to take too much turn because you want her to maintain in her LD form and then have the other character take a lot of turn. So in this case, Squall is gonna be the character that I'm gonna give extra turn to. This is not the best team example, of course, in this stage because you can see Cisne is not capping her damage. But anyway, yeah, you can see that we start at 4 stacks of her LD buff. So for this instances, I want to give Squall the extra turn, so I will be pressing this button, which will provide him the extra turn, the 3 consecutive turns, as you can see here, where he gets 3 consecutive turns. Okay, so by doing so, right now I'm going back to 0 stacks, and if I want to increase my stacks, I actually have to use my skill. For example, if I use this skill, that you can see that it increased by 1 stack. But the best part about this is actually Lunafreya taking any action will actually grant her this particular stacks. For example, if I use the call, which normally don't give stacks like Garnet's, increasing Garnet's overhead stacks, but for Lunafreya it actually increased. You can see that it increased up to 2 right now. So yeah, that's one way to use Lunafreya, and reason why I say putting her at the right mode, you can see that if I click her LD, I won't be pressing the wrong button by actually, this is her LD by the way, and if I click her LD, I won't be actually giving the turn to the wrong character because they are always on the left and they'll always be receiving the HP damage bonus. As you can see, the HP damage bonus Leo effect that Cisne currently have right now. Yeah, so this is a very interesting part to actually run Lunafreya without having to be afraid that you're giving the wrong character extra turn. But yeah, normally how you want to use Lunafreya is that you use this skill first because her LD actually refund the first skill and the second skill of course, but the second skill is just a filler attack. So you want to use the first skill first and then use her LD, and then you can use her first skill again. By doing so, you can actually grant yourself more skill usage as an FR battery. But of course, this is not a precise thing because Luna actually has a lot of longevity as an FR battery anyway, so it's not exactly a must-follow complexity way of using her. But yeah, you can see that my stacks is up to 4 again, but right now, instead of using my stacks, I want to try to show you that the effect of her BT, which will increase additional 1 more turn. Like you can see that Squall has 3 turns right now. Okay, so let me just show you here. So using her BT here, God, her animation is still so awesome for the BT. Like I just love how all this summon just comes in together. Although we don't really see the summons itself, it's still a very nice callback to the original game. And at least I think this is the first time we actually witnessed the what's that, Titan, yeah, Titan's kit. Anyway, yeah, you can see that if I give Squalls this as this right now, he'll become 4 turns instead of 3. You can see here. Yeah, so that's just an ideal way of using Lunafreya, which is the best way if you ask me. So yeah, this is what I think about using I should say this is what I think using Lunafreya the best way possible should be doing so. By putting her on the rightmost position, you can minimize the error of you giving the wrong buff to the wrong character. But yeah. Okay, so next we're going to talk about how to use Lunafreya properly as a friend support. This is where positioning actually matters. For instances, you can take a look at my team here. Why instances in this case matter is because Galuf actually doesn't have any FR board in my account here. So yeah, I'll just show you why is this my positioning for Galuf in the middle important. As you know that Lunafreya actually gives the character on the left the HP damage bonus buff, and the character on the right the extra turn buff. So for this instances, Galuf is going to be my swap out because I want to FR battery using Lunafreya, and I want Galuf to be swap out because mainly also the idea that he cannot gain a lot of FR battery because of his lack of force enhancement board. But yeah, you can take a look here. For example, this is going to be because when you swap Lunafreya in, like here, I'm just going to use her LD once. Of course, this is just a 3-turn support, so it's not really the best ideal situation, but normally you want to use Lunafreya's LD once, and then if you're feeling generous, you want to use a BT and then grant her LD again. But then again, if you're not, you want to focus us more on the FR barrier because 3 turns sometimes is more than enough. As you can see here, she's in the middle, so using her LD gave Squall 3 turns and gave Cisne the HP damage bonus up, which is exactly what we want, and then you can just proceed to FR battery with her skill 1. Yeah, so it's pretty direct in this case. The only differences with this one and the party positioning one is that for using her as a friend support, you want to position your character properly to know which one you want to swap your Lunafreya with. Yeah. Okay, so lastly we're gonna have the LD call. So as you can see from my team here, I actually put the LD call on Garnet. So normally you want your LD call on an FR character or the BT phase character that you're going into, but for this instances I put on Garnet mainly because Garnet has FR echo at this point. So by doing so, I actually can use her by using Lunafreya's LD call and then have her perform the FR echo twice before going into her other BT mode or something. But yeah, normally I would suggest putting on Squall instead in this situation, where Squall can just go ham with Lunafreya's LD call. But then again, FR echo actually introduced a whole idea of you don't mind your teammates getting turns, so Lunafreya's call is just a little bit less, I would say less demanding right now. But yeah, for example, you can see that if I use, okay, so there's a tone down in Lunafreya's LD call though. For example, if I press the LD call right now, Garnet will get both the buff, the extra damage buff, and the extra turn buff. But you can see that Squall only get 1 extra turn buff, so he only get 2 turns instead of 3, and then Cisne get 2 turns extra HP damage instead of 3. So it's like a toned down version of the of having Lunafreya as a call instead of having her as a party. So yeah, this is just another interesting way to maneuver the turn base, but that is the idea about using Lunafreya. Garnet does get all 3 turns and 2 extra 10 HP damage bonus though, so that's a huge plus. But I'm just saying that units like on your right get 1 instead of 2, so 2 extra turn, and then this one also get 1 less turn in the buff department. So yeah guys, thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If it's informative enough and it does help you, do like the video. And of course, if you have any questions and if you think that I did not put my explanation well enough, do let me know down in the comments below and I'll try my best to answer them as fast as possible. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys when Lunafreya comes maybe, or maybe on my next video where I talk about Yang and Ultimisia and shit. But yeah, cheers guys.